My favorite costume growing up as a kid was Scooby-Doo and Spider-Man. I think I rotated back and forth between the two for maybe 5 or 6 years.
My favorite costume growing up as a kid was Ghostface from the Scream series. I think there were 3 movies. I just like the standard Ghostface, but there were, some with the blood. You squeezed a little. It's like a little thing you squeeze and the blood to come out. But I've been Ghostface since I was younger, and I actually have a Ghostface mask this year. So yeah, it's something that stuck with me.
My favorite Halloween costume when I was younger was a witch. I would want her to dress up like her dog, Roxy, because she's obsessed with it.
And then all my siblings and I were the Teletubbies.
No way!
Probably onesies. Like, we'd all be running around at practice.
She'd be the mama onesie.
Technically wasn't growing up. It was my freshman year of college. It was me and my roommate, Lindsay Saunders. We dressed up as old women twins. And it was my favorite because we won our Halloween costume party contest that year. And it was nice to dress up as an old person for once.
My favorite Halloween costume was Underdog. When I was a little kid, that was the show that we watched after school, and so I had a shirt and I had a blankie that I used as a cape, and I would run around rhyming everything. So, Underdog.
Personally, I don't have a favorite costume about myself, but my brother. So there's a 7-year difference between us two. So I was 13, he was 6. He wore an Adam Ant costume. He had the antennas, he had the cape on, he was killing trees, killing rocks, trying to ride dogs. It was hilarious. So that's my favorite Halloween costume, my brother with his Adam Ant suit on at the age of 6.
Growing up, my favorite costume was a mad scientist. I made it myself, so I liked it the most. It was a crazy, colorful wig with a nursing outfit, and then I had a weird skull gooey thing. So I liked it because I was just like, oh my gosh, I made it myself. If I was dressing him up, I would say I would think it would be funny to see him in a zombie farmer, because that'd be funny.
When I was a kid, I used to dress up as a football player, which when I was a little kid, probably was dressing up as Barry Sanders. If I could dress Coach Murray up as one thing, I would dress him up as a bottle of Dr. Pepper, because that's his favorite beverage to drink on all the trips.
I think my favorite Halloween costume was actually in high school when I had a group of people dress up as the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I was Raphael. I would like to see Coach Murray in a big afro wearing some old school 1970s disco outfit. Priceless.
Yeah. When I was younger, my favorite Halloween costume was I was a clown, and it was my favorite because me and my 2 sisters were we were all dressed up as different types of clowns, so we were all together doing it.
Mine was The Wizard of Oz. My whole family just was the different characters. And that was my favorite movie when I was a kid, so that's why I liked it.
If we had to dress Coach Scott, we'd probably say have him be Bob the Builder, because he always wears a construction hat to practice, because he's always trying to make us work hard. So he wears his hard hat to practice, so it'd be funny to see him as Bob the Builder.
My favorite that I did, I was a nerd. I'd make all of them dress as Guy Murray because I think that'd be really embarrassing. Coach Asia, so he'd have to, take on a different role, I guess.
My favorite Halloween costume is Sporty Spice from the Spice Girls because I've always been a tomboy. If I were to dress up Coach Conway, I would dress him up as Bad Grandpa off the movie Bad Grandpa because he cracks jokes all the time and is hilarious. So probably the 7 Dwarfs because there's a variety of just different personalities. So Dopey and Sleepy and all of those crazy ones. We'd fit the part.
I'd probably say Mike Wazowski just because I'm a Disney fan, so yeah. I'd probably say Father Time just because he's old and he has that weird sense of humor that you kind of actually have to think about before it, because is that really what he's thinking or is that an actual joke? Don't know. But yeah. I would say Mean Girls because there's always going to be a Regina George. There's going to be Gretchen Wieners, there's going to be a Caddy Heron, and there's going to be a Karen.
My favorite Halloween costume growing up as a kid would probably be Meowth, the Pokemon, because I really love cats. I would say a grumpy old troll, because even though he's very fun to be around at times, he also has times where he's grumpy. A bunch of Spartans, like warriors, holding shields and a sword going to battle.
My favorite Halloween costume growing up as a kid was one year I was a witch. I went full all out with like a green face and the hat and like a long black dress. If I could dress Coach Ryan up in a Halloween costume, I'd probably dress her up as Minnie Mouse. I think that fits her personality pretty well. As a team, I think we would all be great superheroes.
I definitely have to say the Scream. I think I was the Scream about 3 or 4 Halloweens in a row. I just loved having the blood rush through my face when I squeezed a little tube on my arm. So definitely the Scream, I'd have to say for sure. I think a nice big fat clown would be the way to go. Put a nice multicolored wig on him and paint his face. We'd get a good kick out of that one. We could do something as a group. I think Yabar and I were talking about being like the Jamaican bobsled team. That'd be pretty cool if we all could ride around in a little cardboard box and get the morph suits going. That'd be pretty fun.
Growing up, my favorite Halloween costume was Dora the Explorer. I would get like the wig and the overalls and everything. So, the guy from Scooby-Doo, and I would dress up our assistant coach, Coach Fairchild, as Scooby-Doo.
It would probably have to be when we were Mario and Luigi together.
Yeah, we throw like banana peels everywhere and like shells, so it was funny. Definitely, probably like a woman. I think it would be funny just to see them all dressed up and like have lipstick and like makeup on and like a wig, so yeah. That's hard. Like, I don't know, orange is the new black is like a cool thing, so I feel like that would be pretty cool, but yeah.
I guess it'd have to be, I dressed up as Dracula a bunch of times. I don't know, I liked vampires. It was a cool thing. Probably The Godfather. I feel like that'd be pretty funny.
Oh, wow. I can't remember my favorite one growing up as a kid, but we had a Halloween party about a week ago, and I went as Steve Urkel. I'm a big fan of Steve Urkel, so it was pretty funny. I would love to dress them up as the Golden State Warriors, because that means we got some of the best players in the world, and we're going to win a championship.
My favorite Halloween costume growing up as a kid had to have been in 5th grade when I dressed up as Chucky. If I had to dress up Coach, I would choose Milton from The Walking Dead because they look very similar, so you wouldn't even need much of a costume for Guy Murray.
A couple weeks ago, I dressed up as Fran. She's from Dodgeball. She was on the Global Gym team. So I thought I did that because I thought it was really funny with her unibrow and her crazy hair and her muscles. Yeah, it was pretty funny. I would say Cleveland Brown from Family Guy. Coach Molly, I would have her dress up as Stewie. Coach T, I would have her dress up as Meg. And who would Coach Keisha be? The dog, what's his name? Yeah, Brian.
My favorite had to be my draft suit because myself, my brother, and my neighbors all dressed up as animals that we thought were interesting. And we had a turtle, a giraffe, and an elephant. I'd say it'd have to be Santa Claus. I think Coach Colin really killed the Santa Claus look. The nice fake long white beard.